Hello and welcome to Tech Deals, game performance review time, Guild Wars 2. We're playing Guild Wars 2 today on this Acer Aspire E15 laptop computer. I've previously reviewed this machine, link in the video description below. In short, this is the best $550 laptop on the market today, in my opinion, in July of 2016 when I'm filming this. Intel i5 processor, 8 gigabytes of system RAM, 256 gigabytes of solid-state storage, and most importantly, a NVidia GeForce GTX 940MX graphics card. Now, the 940 is not a top-of-the-line card, but for $550, it's a great card because most laptops in the $500 price range have no dedicated graphics whatsoever. This thing has got an actually somewhat decent graphics card. If you want more performance, sure, if you spend $800 to $1,000, you can get quite literally double the performance of this machine for double the money. But wait, you can play a lot of stuff on this. I really like this. I've filmed several performance videos, several game videos on this, and I'm very happy with it. We're in Guild Wars 2. I'm just going to fight some basic enemies here, and I'm going to do this 3 times on 3 different graphic settings because I want you to see the different options available to you. I'm going to come in here to graphics options. We are running at full HD 1080p. The frame limiter is off. We're unlimited. Our vertical sync is turned off, so our frame counter, which is up here in the corner, can run as fast as it wants. I will record 2 minutes of gameplay on each one to get minimum, maximum, and average frame rates. I'm going to start off by choosing best performance setting preset. This is going to turn all the details down, and if you can look, you'll see the world just became much uglier. But you'll notice that our frame rate is now 140, 150 frames per second. Understand that in very busy situations, in large boss fights with lots of people and 10 effects going off at once, you might want the option to play at this graphic setting in order to make sure that you have good performance during crazy busy times. Other times, when you're just doing story or solo work, you may crank the detail up to enjoy what I like to call the pretty. So, I am going to come over here. I'm going to hit F11 to start recording, and of course it brings that up. And she is going to breathe fire. I love the fact that she can breathe fire. That, to me, is just too cool. Let's kill this whatever the heck it is. I don't even know the name of it. Thankfully, I'm not taking any real damage. Nice. Now, when our frame time counter comes back, that is when we know. That's when I'll switch the graphic settings, and then we'll play this again. New event nearby. I will say I do like the event system. I mostly play Star Wars The Old Republic more because I've been playing it for many years, but there are some lessons that Electronic Arts and BioWare could learn from this game. They're popping a box up wanting me to buy the expansion. Yeah, I haven't played the main game yet. There's my fire-breathing girl. That's just so cool. Yes, we're just killing random enemies. But what I want you to do is I want you to see the performance difference between the different settings in the same basic environment. And of course, the reality is it would be difficult and time-consuming to set up an event battle or a big boss battle for the purpose of benchmarks, especially when I'm doing this on multiple computers. It would just be a challenge to do that. More loot, vial of weak blood. And our frame time counter came back. Awesome, okay. So we'll see all these results at the end. I'm coming back into graphics, and this time I'm gonna choose best appearance. The world got much prettier. This game can be gorgeous on high detail settings. However, look at our frame rate. It's not very good. I'm going to hit F11 again, the frame counter went away, and the reason for that is because it's now going to keep track of our frame time. Is it playable? Yes. Would it be playable during a big boss encounter? Not really. Well, I missed that. I didn't deploy that right. Whatever. It's playable because I'm fighting low-level, easy enemies. There's nothing challenging here. Would I want to play at this detail setting? In a busy environment or a multiplayer environment where I've got teammates? Absolutely not. Yay, breathing fire. Excuse me. Do you mind if I just set you on fire there? I feel terribly sorry. Wise man say, do not upset girl who breathe fire. You know, I suppose for fun, I could change it to ice or thunder. What's in there? Oh, login rewards, day 4. Okay. I unlocked some Black Lion goods. What's down here? Let me go back down to the... I want to stay in the same place to keep the performance consistent. What I'm trying to show you is the best possible frame rate you can get at the lowest detail, and then the best possible frame, and then the lowest frame rate you'll get with all the graphics turned up to high. And then I will set it to auto detect and see what it gives us then. Yes, it does make this video a bit longer, and yes, even for me, to be honest, it gets boring killing these things randomly. If you're bored, skip ahead to the end of the video where there will be all 3 sets of results along, and I'll mention which is which at the time. It'll be self-apparent because one will be low, one will be medium, and one will be high. And our frame counter came back. Awesome. Okay. So let's go into options again and graphics. Oh, sorry, an enemy spawned and I just have to kill him real quick or he'll just... All right. Options, graphics. This time I'm going to choose the middle one, which is auto detect. Now, it didn't turn everything off. The world is not as ugly as it was with everything turned off. You'll see our frame rate is about 67, 66 frames per second. I suspect that auto detect is probably close enough to what most people should pick to probably be fine. Oh, he buried himself. Yeah. Let me hit F11 to start recording. Nice. Loot. Okay. I know these enemies aren't very exciting, but again, I'm just trying to make it the same. If I went out into the world, then you couldn't compare the results. But yes, by the time I'm done benchmarking this on 10 different computers, I never want to see this area of the game again. Will it attract the enemy? Nope, that's okay. We're just waiting for our frame counter to come back. When the frame counter comes back, then we are good to go. My fire-breathing girl, you. Ooh, I got an egg. What do I do with the egg? I have no idea. I've played this game for a number of hours, long enough to get to level, I don't know, 10 or 11 or whatever I'm at. There's just so many games to play and not enough hours in the day to do it. So if you're a Guild Wars 2 fan, knock yourself out. And if you're not, one thing I like about Guild Wars 2 is that it is a buy-to-play game. It's not free to play. You do have to buy it, but I will note that boxed copies of the original game, not the expansion, but the original game, are very inexpensive. There will be links in the description below to those if you want to go check those out. They're not expensive, so you can play this part of the game very cheaply. And once you bought the game, then that's it. You don't have to pay for it anymore. More loot. One of these days, my inventory is going to get full. All right, our frame counter came back. Let's go look at those results. And we're back with the results. Now, this first result here I want to show you, this was with the settings at max performance. That's with every detail setting turned all the way down. An average of 120, almost 130 frames per second. Now, there's no need to play at that frame rate at a low quality detail setting on this laptop. You can turn it up, but if you are in a very busy part of the game, which I'm not, and you're fighting in a large raid or a large fight with maybe a bunch of other players and 10 different players are casting spells and effects at the same time, you might want the ability to set the detail low so it doesn't slow down in those busy environments. Otherwise, it's unnecessary for what I was doing. Minimum of 88 frames a second, awesome. Now, what happens when we set the detail to max when we choose best appearance? To be honest, was it playable? Yes. Was it enjoyable? No. Average of 38 frames per second with a minimum of 28. It was jumpy and laggy. I would press buttons and there was a little bit of delay between when I pressed keys, when I pressed the mouse, and when stuff happened. I would not play at that setting, max quality setting. It was beautiful, but not very playable. The last option down here, average of 82, minimum of 61, max of 105. That was with auto detect. Now let me tell you, that's not as pretty, at least in my opinion, as the max quality, but it looks better than minimum. It's a middle setting. Here's the long and short of it. If you want to play Guild Wars 2 on this Acer Aspire E15 laptop, can you do it at Full HD 1080p with good performance? Yes, you can. Do I recommend it? Yes, I do. Note, you don't have to accept auto detect. Choose the auto detect to start with and then play with the settings. Add and remove settings to see what you personally prefer. Do you want nicer looking grass? Do you want better looking spell effects? Do you want anti-aliasing turned on and off? You can play with each of those settings and find a setting that you're happy with that gives you the performance you want. But I do believe there will be a setting in any part of this game that gives you acceptable performance on this computer. Like the video if you like it, don't if you don't. Remember to subscribe to my channel. It's the big, huge red button down there. If you've already subscribed, thank you very much. Questions, comments, thoughts, feedback, suggestions, those go in the comment section below the video description. And speaking of the video description, if you like my videos, if you find these helpful, if you like my hardware reviews, my how-to guides, my performance videos, if you want to support my channel, use the links in the video description below. They will support me. They'll enable me to keep making you videos, and I will be eternally grateful. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.